شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخرى يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. My very dear sisters and brothers, our viewers and our listeners, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wow. It's indeed a great privilege for us to be around and to be around the environment where we have gathered together to reflect collectively. It just happened that I'm leading the reflection today. I wish to extend to the community of Muslims here in Canada and elsewhere very best wishes for this epoch-making month known as Ramadan, the month of the Qur'an. I wish each and every one of you excellent health. But more than that, I wish that you will take time off from your traditional life and reflect and review and re-evaluate what life has been since you are aware for you and for all of us. What life has been for us, especially life in the Ramadan. The Qur'an is very explicit when it tells us شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. I don't promise you I can exhaust this part of the verse in half an hour or an hour. I don't promise you that. I want to confess I cannot exhaust. But I want to tickle your mind as I'm tickling my own mind in the process. Because the mind is the most important organ of the human body and of human life. And if we don't strive to develop our mind and activate our mind and energize our mind and revive our mind and enhance our mind and empower our mind, then I can assure you our vision will suffer. Our vision will suffer. And you can take that practically and figuratively. Our hearing will suffer. And our whole nervous system will be weakened. The Qur'an made a fantastic statement that Muslims in the world are yet to discover. Because the fact is, if Muslims had discovered this Qur'an, I knew, my family and your family, my friends and your friends, my relatives and your relatives, and the Muslims of the world at large would not be living in this hell that we are all living in. We are living in a real hell that we really need Siyam for. Not the Siyam where people stay away from food and drink alone, because that's the drop in the ocean. Unfortunately, that's the whole ocean for most people. So all their Ramadan has been from the time they were small until now, where they themselves now have children, or maybe even grandchildren, where they are leaders of society. It's hard for them to actually lay their hands and pinpoint, this is what Ramadan has done for me. This is what Ramadan has done for my children. This is what Ramadan has done for this community called Muslims. This is how Ramadan is a blessing to the Christians. This is how Ramadan is a blessing to the Hindus. This is how Ramadan is blessing to the Jews. This is how Ramadan is a blessing to the world. It's customary to hear Ramadan Mubarak. We don't even know what we're saying. Ramadan Kareem. We are part of a conveyor belt where we just imitate and emulate and echo what we hear from others. We don't understand why is Ramadan Kareem, why is Ramadan Mubarak, where is the barakah fi Ramadan. And if these are true things that we've been telling our children, then we have to give evidence of this barakah in our lives and in the lives of the societies in which we live in. Remember, there are lots of people like us who are not short of slogans in the world today in the name of God and in the name of this cliche called religion. You are not short. We are not short of people who are making fantastic statements. The fact, however, is that all the religions of the world as they exist today, they are so much interpolation and tampering with the essence of the teachings that these religions are incapable of rescuing their own followers, salvaging the wreckage of their own lives, much less reaching out a helping hand to their neighbors and the rest of humanity. And that's the same with this community called Muslims and this man-made interpretation that they're given to divine guidance called their Islam. Because everybody in life is constantly in the pursuit of bettering his economics, his social status, her education, her or his viability in life. My question to this community that I happen to be part of by circumstances, where has this Islam that we think so high of, what has it done for us? Is it that we are right and the Islam is wrong? Or can it be that Islam is right and we are wrong? Make a choice. You don't have to answer me now. Those of you who are at home or in the offices or will later on look at these